Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful beings of light. I hope you're well today. I would like to share today my pain with you. Anyone out there who is suffering from chronic pain, back pain, any problem with your joints, muscles, anyone who is suffering from an illness that is stopping them from trying to achieve what they want to achieve today. This is out for you. I would like to share my experience with pain and how I dealt with it, and just some very important things about pain, why it happens to us, and what we can do to get through it, and what we can do to manage it, and how we can live with it, basically. So the reason why I'm doing this video is also because I've been totally fine for a few years now. I suffered from 10 years of severe chronic back pain from 30 to 40 years old. I'm now 43, so I've spent for the last 3 years, I've been just basically coming back to myself and doing all the things that I have to do, always still maintaining and managing, because I have an injury, therefore the injury is not going to be going away. So I had a desiccated disc eventually after the 10 years, and it was removed. I had a keyhole operation. However, that was the end of a very long journey. I don't know if I'm going to explain the journey and the story right now today, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of why I did this video right now. So I, through the pandemic, have been organizing so many different things. I've moved countries. I've put my daughter in a Steiner school. I've shifted so many things in my life because I'm trying to better my life in every way possible. I'm a very busy person, so I run a eco-holistic cleaning business in the UK. I'm based now in Spain. I have my family members here, my loved ones here on the island of Mallorca, therefore I'm kind of staying here in this area. I'm a single mum. I don't have a partner to help with my daughter at all. So I have to sit down with her, be with her, take her to school every day, do all the mother chores that need to be done. And then I also am a creative individual. So right now I'm also a therapeutic dance teacher. I practice vital dancer, which is kind of what I practiced when I was in pain, when I was suffering my back pain. But I'll explain to you a little bit about why I did that a little bit further on in this video. I also am a vocalist. I'm recording an album, so I'm trying to finish that as well and masterize it. And then I want to do videos with the tracks of this album. I also am now designing an app. So I'm trying to design an app that's going to go hand in hand with my music, and I'm introducing that into my eco-holistic cleaning business, or I'm trying to merge. I'm trying to create my website to become more of a lifestyle well-being platform. Anyway, basically last week I'm also training twice a week with a personal trainer, so I'm getting really fit, so I'm ready to do these dance videos and looking lush on the video camera, because obviously at a certain age one needs to look after one's body. So trying to do all of these things, and one day last week my sister-in-law called me to help her out with her babies. I've got some twin nephews. They're absolutely adorable. And I had a washing machine delivery at the same time, but I just went off and I tried to do too many things at once. So I'm normally, since my operation and knowing that my back has an injury, I'm very conscious of my movements, and I'm very aware of my positioning and how I do things. But sometimes we run and we don't realize it, and we hurt ourselves. And basically I've injured my back, and I've also injured yeah, it's kind of one of the muscles, one of the bones down here is kind of blocked, and then so I got that sorted out with a therapist, but it seems like it's still not quite there. So I know I need to rest. So I've been kind of resting my body for the last 2 weeks, and I've been kind of doing stuff, but really struggling to get things done. And during this period of 2 weeks, it's made me really assess, and really it's reminded me of how lucky I am to not suffer any pain anymore. Like, my pain is minor. I know when it's there, it's just because I haven't practiced yoga, or I haven't done my abdominals, or I haven't done a certain exercise that I need to do, which I've had to adapt to my life because of my injury. So, yeah, I was just feeling blessed about being pain free and having health. And I think a lot of us take it for granted when we are healthy. We take for granted the fact that we have no pain whatsoever, no illness within our body at the time, and we still complain about life and carry on with our lives like, we are the only ones in the world. But, for those of you who are suffering pain and are watching this video, or are suffering an illness, you're not alone, and you're not the only one. And it's for us to understand. I understood this through my 10 years of chronic back pain. I did everything, and until I didn't go inside and I worked on myself and understood what was happening to my body, I didn't actually manage to make a change. So I've made some notes just so that I don't lose myself along the way. So that's a little bit of my current situation and kind of the reason why I'm doing this video. But what I wanted to talk about is how we perceive pain. How are you perceiving your pain right now? How are you perceiving your illness right now? There are two ways of perceiving the illness, or two ways of perceiving your pain. You could carry the pain and have the pain within your body and feel really frustrated and just get really angry, which is what it does. You lose your nerve, you lose your cool very easily. You get triggered with kids, you get triggered with anything that doesn't work out, maybe a tech thing on the computer. I'm talking in my experience. I will get triggered very quickly when I'm in pain, more than I would. Like before, because I was in pain all the time, I've actually managed to deal with it and manage the pain and come to myself and breathe. But these last 2 weeks, I've noticed that I'm not managing it very well, and I've had to go back to reminding myself how to manage it and, be more aware. So how do we normally deal with it? Like, how are we perceiving the pain? Sometimes we can perceive that, oh my God, why is this happening to me? And you just crumble. It's very easily done to crumble when you have pain, especially at the beginning of your pain. If you've only had the pain for a few months and you've never had pain before, or if you've had an illness for not long and you've never felt like you have been ill this way, it's very difficult to deal with accepting the fact that you are no longer able to do certain things in your life. You are no longer able to do a certain exercise or do a certain sport, or you're no longer able to spend so much time outside, and you have to rest your body because you are no longer able to do as much as you used to do. It's very difficult to accept that, and it's hard, and it's very hard as well for other people to actually understand how you're feeling. And the thing is, I learned through my pain that at the beginning, I would call out for people to understand, and it would be, but it's a lonely journey, and only your very, very close loved ones would actually understand what you're feeling. And even for them, it's difficult because we tend to lean on them. We tend to become the victims. We tend to have that sensation of, why has this happened to me? Why is this happening to me? Why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening to me? We do that, and we get angry. We are lost. we're negative, we get upset, we get confused very easily. Our low vibration, our low frequency, we live in a low frequency. We can get very depressed, we can get very anxious. You start to feel all these really low negative emotions that perhaps before were not there, and you can get triggered very quickly to get into these emotions. You can easily manage yourself to be able to get positive again the next day once you wake up, or you've had your shower, or you're feeling fresh. But through the day, you can start going kind of like this. You start like this, and then you kind of go like this, and then suddenly you go down. I mean, it can be just one little thing in that day that triggers you, and you will just, and you break. So I totally relate with any of you out there, and if you're feeling this, this is it. This is what it is to experience pain. We feel these negative emotions come to our body, and we also tend to insult the area of our body, or abandon the area of our body, or no longer want to be. We no longer want that area of our body belonging to us, being part of us. We detest it. It's like, this bloody knee of mine, it's still aching, it's still hurting. Why won't it work? Freaking back, bloody back. We do this. We curse our bodies, and it's crazy. I learned that our bodies are powerful temples, and that we, first of all, to understand that we can perceive pain in that way. As I say, coming back to that, we can perceive it in that way. We can blame everybody else, we can become the victims, we can be in those low frequency vibrations, in those low negative emotions. We can crumble, we can stop doing our sports, we can stop doing everything because we're no longer able, and we can become that vegetable if we want to do that. Because that's what you do when you stop doing a sport, or you stop doing something, because the doctors don't help, because mainstream, big pharma, they will only tell you that you are not able anymore. They will tell you to stay in bed. They will tell you to take pills. They will tell you that you are never going to be able to do that sport again, that you are never going to be able to walk again, that you are never going to be able to cure this cancer that you have in your body, that you are no longer going to be able to run with your child, or to do the things that you wanted to do before. And that's very, very, it's intense, I was told that I would no longer be able to run. I would no longer be able to do the sports that I wanted to do. And I used to run. I used to be so fit. I used to be super fit. This was in London. I was single. I used to go out raving every weekend. But I was fit, I was really strong. I'd be going to the gym every day. I'd cycle up to Angel, which is North London, and then I'd cycle back to Vauxhall. And I was very strong at that time. Anyway, so when that happened to me, I suddenly woke up in the morning, and I couldn't actually bend properly. It was like I was being cut by the base. Like, it was really strange. I suddenly just couldn't stretch out. I had to have a hot bath to stretch my body out. So then I stopped cycling, and I stopped going to the gym, and because my doctor said, no more, you can't do any of that. And then what happened is that after a few months, so like 3-4 months or something like that, I became a vegetable. My whole body became like a granny. I just felt like I was no longer physically fit anymore. And that's kind of what my body became. And that made me even worse. It made me go into these negative energies that I'm talking about now. It made me go into this massive depressive state. I was in this depressive state, and then everything that happened to me in my life was just, a reflection of how I was feeling. It was a reflection of how I was perceiving the world. I was believing that I wasn't good enough. I was believing that I was not worthy. I was believing all these negative beliefs, and therefore everything around me was within that frequency, and so nothing good was coming of it. I mean, there were just life experiences. Like, all our life experiences are good, no matter if they're bad or good. As we say, like any abuse, any relationship abuse when you were a child, any relationships you've had with your father and your mother, any suffering or pain that you've had in your life, it's all for good at the end of the day. I've learned that as well, that actually all of these things are for us to evolve as human beings, and for us to take the positives of what has happened to us. And this is where I want to come to, we can take it down that way where we perceive it in a way like, oh my God, what's happened to us, and be the victim. The other way of seeing this is to look at it as, something that's happened for us and not to us, because pain happens for us. It doesn't happen to us. The other thing we do as well is we cling onto this identity, onto this ego identity of who we are. Like, oh, I was Amma who used to jog and would like be super cool, super fit, would never have any body issues, and I wanted to cling on to that identity. I wanted to carry on going out. I wanted to carry on trying to change the club scene in London and vocalize with all these DJs. And I thought that I could just shift this whole energy in the clubs and make them become churches. And that was all I wanted to do. And I didn't listen to my body. I wasn't listening to my body. I wasn't listening to my body. Because that's what we do. We tend to just go, 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 because we're trying to achieve something. We're trying to achieve something, and we are that person. We are the identity. And therefore, what we do when we do have the pain is the doctor gives us the pill or the medication, and we cover it up. We just cover up the symptom, but we carry on. We carry on going. We carry on pushing. We carry on pushing until we can't anymore. We don't actually realize that we need to stop and listen to our bodies. Why? Because we numb out the pain, so we can't even hear our bodies because we're just drugged. So, there's instead of managing the pain and actually adapting the pain to our ways to our lifestyle. So the best way of doing this is understanding, as I said before, that the pain happens for you. It's the body telling you that something is not right. It's the body telling you, hey, you need to sort your shit out. It's the body telling you that you are not loving yourself enough, and that you're not treating yourself in the way that you should. And that might be because you're giving too much to another person. You're giving too much energy to other people. Other people are absorbing your energy to the point where that you're giving and you're not receiving anything in return. So there's a disbalance within your body, because we are energetic, electric beings at the end of the day. And we have our chakras, which are, they relate to every single area of our body. They relate to many different things, Our third eye is our visionary side, like where we want to go in life, how we visualize, how we use our creativity to see where we want to go, and we create that. Yeah. Then you have your throat chakra, which is all about expression. It's about speaking your truth, speaking the truth of who you are. Then you have the heart chakra, which is all about opening the heart and allowing to feel, allowing to love, allowing love to enter, and allowing love to come out of you, so that you can be that being that you are, But all of that is covered up with shadows. We have so much fear that we're too scared to open up to anyone, And that, at the end of the day, when you're not able to love, it's a low self-esteem within yourself. It's a low self-esteem. It's like you are not loving yourself enough. So therefore, you can't love anyone else anyway. And when you do, you're coming from need, and therefore you're getting hurt. So you've just been, more and more is taking out of you. So therefore, you just get more and more hurt. It's a vicious cycle. Then you've got the solar plexus, which demonstrate, that is all of your emotions. That's where all your emotions are stored. It's where all your feelings are, and it's the umbilical cord. It's kind of where life begins, And that's why we have a lot of illnesses that happen within that area. The digestive system is all about not being able to digest things in your life. Like, what is it you cannot digest in your life right now that is in your life? Like, there's so much stuff that you can relate to once you understand that the body, whatever happens in your body, any pain, any illnesses that are emotionally related. It's something that is lacking in your life, and that is why your body is saying to you, hey, you have to deal with this, okay? And it's no good just covering it all up. It's no good just saying, oh, it's okay, I'm just going to numb it out, and I'm just gonna go off and do something else. There's no good doing that. So the way that we do it is, 1 second. Hello. Yes. What would you like? Tell me, Danny.
Got a tick in her head.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do that later, Danny. Thank you. So, yeah. What are we talking about? Sorry about that. It's my daughter. So, yeah. How do we deal with pain then if we have the pain? So, what I would say is we need to shift it. We need to be able to understand that the pain is happening for us. Number one, start giving love to that area. Start giving love to that area. Slow down. I've had to slow down, and I've had to rest. I've had to put ice on my back and off and on, 10 minutes off and on. I've had to put some warm bean bags in the area and just rest. I've been doing some like a foot spa thing. It's called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's very powerful. It actually takes away from your feet all the electrical goo and all the nanotech in your body from the negativity and all the stuff that is in the air and around us. And it is very healing. It makes me feel very light-headed. It makes me feel very light afterwards, like I've cleansed. So I do that. When I had my back pain as well, what I would do is I would get some CBD oil, cannabis oil, very, very good for the muscles. And also it keeps you with patience. It gives you a bit more patience. It gives the body cells a bit of happiness. So when you are in pain and you're struggling with pain, it will soothe you. It will just make you feel a bit happier. It will just make you smile even though you're in pain. It will make you manage your day better than you would without it. So I recommend, CBD is very good. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to get through your day and manage your day to be able to live with pain. Well, to be able to live with your pain, but love your pain, Try not to just take the pills to cover up the symptom. Feel the pain, and maybe you can even go into like a soft meditation, put some music on and go to the pain and feel the pain. Describe the pain within your head. Think about how it feels. Is it sharp? Is it more of a broad pain? We need to find out where that pain is coming from, where the illness is coming from, what's it related to. I have a magical book that will tell you everything that any pain, any illness, it will tell you what it's related to emotionally. So I use that when I do my EFT, my emotional freedom technique. It's all about tapping. And it helps the people to understand where it's coming from. And normally the pain is coming from triggers of when we were a child or our past experiences. It can be from past lives, but the pain is coming from somewhere, and it's telling you that something is not right. It might be that you have really bad shoulders, and that is also guilt and responsibility. That comes from guilt and responsibility. And it might not be something that's related to your relationship now. It might not be that this is something related to what's happening to you now in your life, but it could be something that's just been lingering, and it's coming to the point where, there might be something now that's just triggering something that's been there for ages, So it's also for you to find those sacred spaces to be able to go to your heart and breathe from the heart and actually, cry, and just release it and be sad. Feel the pain, Feel it. Cry with the pain. Allow the pain to flow through you, Be with the pain. Be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to adapt. You need to adapt and accept and love the situation that you're in, because it's just another experience for you to go through, for you to feel through it. It's not for you to cover up the emotions. It's not for you to think, oh, I'm invincible, this is not normal, I can't be lying here, I've just got to get on with it, let me just pop a pill and let me crack on. I've got too much to do for this, I can't be thinking about this, I've got too much to do. No, That's not going to help. The idea is that you sit with it. You sit with it, you cry it out, and maybe you write in a piece of paper how you're feeling, and you write down all your anger and you release it. You swear, you just you say whatever you want to say on that piece of paper, and then that will peel the onion in some way, and it will bring you to sadness. Maybe it'll bring you to a memory. Write the memory down, feel the memory, be there. You know, it might be that your inner child is crying out and it's coming through, you know, as a pain or illness. You know, it might be that there's something that you need to deal with, and you know, this is not the time to cover it up. This is a perfect time in the world for us to heal, and for us to go into these traumas and to go into these places and find out where they're coming from, and be good to ourselves. You know, love ourselves, nurture ourselves, make yourself that big bath, cancel the appointments, cancel whatever you have on the day. You know, cancel, maybe just reduce what you're doing, manage your time so that you have time to heal, and so you have time for yourself, so you have time for you to go in and actually be with yourself and listen to your body and care for your body, and maybe dance and raise your vibration a little bit as well. Feel happy, you know, do the things that make you feel happy. You know, when you are feeling low, I remember I needed to manage my time, which meant I had to sleep longer hours. And if I went somewhere in the morning, then I didn't go somewhere in the afternoon. And that was just it. You know, adapt yourself. Do not fixate yourself with your ego, with who you are, who you were then, and that was you, and you have to go back to that. And there's no time to lose, and I have to be positive every day, and this is going to go away, and I'm just going to work out, or I'm just going to flex, or I'm just going to do the exercise my doctor, my physio gave me, or I'm just going to go and see the acupuncture, and everything will be fine the next day. It doesn't work like that. Chronic pain will come back because you get triggered in the same way, because you have the same negative beliefs you had from that thing that happened to you that made you believe that you're not good enough, or that you have a low self-esteem within an area of in your body, you know. So it's about finding where that is to make it better, but doing it with love, and just being able to open your heart, and loving yourself, accepting yourself, and accepting your body, because your body has held you through so many years, and now that your body's collapsing, you're going to cuss your body, you're going to insult your body, you're going to be mean to your body, you're going to be mean to everybody around you, and be angry with everybody around you because you are not well and your body is collapsing, or there's an area in your body that is not right. This is a time for you to wonder, okay, why is it not right? Why is this area? Why is something happening to me? And why is it happening for me? Understanding that it's happening for you and figuring out what it is. And having a balance, as I said to you before, I did mention that having a balance is very important. Having a balance of in your life, having time for you and having time for your work. If you're doing too much, try and reduce it. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment, just taking it easy. It's complicated, but we have to try, you know. And then conditioning and patterns and beliefs, figuring out where you are repeating yourself in, how you are using, what your manners are, how are you moving in your life, how are you treating other people in your life, how are you treating your children in your life, how are you treating yourself in your life, where does this come from, what conditionings are behind that, how can I shift that, how can I change that, how can I change tiny different areas in my life so that I raise my vibration, or so that I just change the things that I do, be more conscious. Because when you have pain, what I learned is that when you have pain, it makes you be more conscious of your movements. It makes you be more conscious of your body. It makes you slow down like an old lady, or like, you know, when we're older, we have more pains. So we have to slow down. We have to slow down our lives. And that's what it's doing. It's making you slow down. And it's okay to feel like that. You just have to slow down. You take it easy. You say, look, I'm sorry, darling, I can't do this right now. Or I can't, you know, play with you in this moment right now, or I can't do this right now because I am in this way, or I have this pain, and I'm going to sit here with my pain, and I'm going to take care of myself. And that is how you can transform. You know, there's many ways of transforming the pain into good, and it's for you to heal. I also did a lot of dance. I activated my body, but I worked on myself intentionally through dance, and that's how I healed also energetically. I did EFT, I did emotion technique. I went in, I had to cry. I went through so many traumas that I had to release, and I dealt with them, and I dealt with them face to face. I had to deal with them face to face, because if I didn't deal with them face to face, my chronic pain did not go away. So any of you who are suffering chronic pain, you have illnesses, you need to face it, and you need to understand that it's there for you to, to be with it and to sit with it. Anyway, guys, I hope this has been of help. I love you loads. Bye.